Record. Okay, we're going. Perfect. So the purpose of this call today, you guys, is to really just, first off, set your goals if you haven't set them already. Okay, be clear on what your goals are, right? So we're looking, this call is really your business calls, like your business goals, right? So we all have our personal goals, those are important. So I want you to make sure those are declared as well as where you want to be personally, what you'd like to do mindset development wise. Hi, Matt.
Hi.
I'll mute you here. You're good.
Okay.
So, and then the purpose, you guys, is that we want you to, you're good, set your goals business-wise. Oh, he's running a machine. That's dedication. He's running equipment right now. So set your goals business-wise. Really have an understanding of what you're doing, where you're going financially, what you need in your family. Okay, Tina, I need you to go watch your video, okay? Sorry, guys. And then really have that clear definition of the action steps that need to make that happen. So with your personal goal, right? So where you want to be in your health, where you want to be in your finances, and also where you want to be in your personal development. Because I think that all three of those things, we talk about the wheel, right? When we talk about our global nutrition philosophy on your carbs, your proteins, your fats, we have that same wheel of balance in our businesses, in our daily life, in our healthy lifestyle. So this call today is to help us get clear on those goals and make action steps and accountability to moving towards those goals, and really kind of set up a group team atmosphere of what we're committed to and what we want to see going into the year for structure with the support of Andree, so that she can be on here to, you know, be an ear for us, be that that input, that perspective of what we're working towards. Good. And I think my Herbalife order is here. So, okay. So is there anything, Andree, that you would like to add to that?
Well, super happy to be here, really. Some of you, it's the first time I've seen you through Facebook, but I've never really, like for Erica, for example, I think we've never met personally, yeah, but I think we're friends on Facebook, so I've seen you before, so happy to have you there. Same thing with Heather. I might have met Heather, but, you know, sometimes my memory, you know, I'm 50, so she says yes. So my memory sometimes, you know, is going a little bit crazy. So super excited to start the new year with you. And this is something I've been wanting to do with Juanita for quite a while, right? Because I value Juanita as a leader. I really believe in her. I believe also not only in her, but I believe in all of you, obviously. And I believe in Edmonton. Just so you know, next week, oh, there's a naked person in there. So next week, I'm going to be in Orlando for a Future Press Team retreat. Yes, I'll try to get away from that cold and go to warm Florida, which is cold at this point, but it will be warmer next week. And before the event, we're having a team meeting. So in December, I had a team meeting, and I'm having another team meeting next week. So you know, we always have to express our goals and our ambition for our region. And ambition for my region is to develop Alberta, and not only Alberta, but mostly Edmonton, because Edmonton is where most of the things are happening. There are some leaders other places in Edmonton and like in Alberta, but with the SCS in place in Edmonton, rallying all of you together, making it work, making it happen. This is part of my 2018 corporate goals. So really looking forward to work with you on these calls and make things happen. So yes, this is a call for you guys, but it's a call where you can also pick my brain. Not that I am God's, you know, gift to Herbalife, but the fact that I talk to a lot of my colleagues all across the USA and different distributors all across the USA actually gives me this a little bit more knowledge, right? So I can share this knowledge with you. So for example, if Erica would say, oh, I'm thinking of doing that and I'm not sure how to go about this, I can say, oh, you know what? There's this guy or this girl doing this, that, and the other, and that could really spark your interest, and then we can develop on that. So that's basically where I come in here. I also have a little bit of distributor experience because I used to be an American consultant back in the day. So I kind of know what your daily, you know, life is all about, like, you know, getting face-to-face with customers and stuff like that, how to get them, how to recruit them, convert them, etc. So I kind of know that. So this is where I come in you know, in this picture. And of course, anything you guys need from me, I'm more than happy to do this. So what I'm looking forward for this call is to, yes, sharing the goal, which is probably going to be this call, and then moving on to maybe more serious talk, which as women, besides Matt here, with it's mostly women, we are not always comfortable talking about numbers. And this morning I was on the call with another Get Team member, and I was telling her, people can speak words to me and tell me stories that are BS, right? They can say anything they want to me or to you guys and say, yeah, but me, my organization, my group, my this, my that. But down the road, numbers tell the story. You can speak words, but the story is really told by the numbers, right? Numbers speak, numbers tell a story. So, when I have leaders come to me and say, yeah, but I'm doing this and my group is really growing, my numbers, I'm like, really? So I mean, yes, it can happen. And I can say, yes, I see that. Awesome. And I've seen that. But also at the same time, numbers really do tell a story. So eventually I'm looking forward into looking into numbers. And eventually, we'll discuss with Juanita if we want this to be an open forum where we share our numbers. And if you're not comfortable doing that, that's not an issue. We could do this individually, either you with Juanita, you with me, whoever, whatever you're comfortable with. I think it's, Juanita's not going to have any objection to this, that you like talking to me and not Juanita, or that you like talking to Juanita and not me. I mean, there's no discrimination here. We understand the whole goal is to build this group, to build the region. And of course, as you know, I'm corporate. I am not a distributor. I am not making commission. I'm not making royalties. I always want you to know that, because it's very important. I'm not seeking anything personal in this. My entire goal is to grow our region and grow Canada. We've grown Quebec together. Quebec is doing really well. Alberta still has some growth to do, and I know 2018 will be the year for Alberta. We've established groundwork. We've established pillars at this point, where we can kind of lean on, and we have an S&P. Trish is on the call. She's part of the S&P, Juanita as well. We've had our Canada-Pin group, which is our DAP group, our AMP promotion group, which Juanita is also part of. So, and Melissa is part of now. So, these guys are really on the move, and that's why I accepted to be part of this group, because you guys are on the move. You have leaders that are on the move. People on this call are on the move. So I'm glad that you're able to join in. And the people that are not on this call that will be listening to this recording, hi guys, please take the time to listen in. And even if you can't join this call, but we know that you're listening in, and we know that you're just plugging in and doing the work, and feel free to share with us, maybe through Facebook, maybe through a chat that we can create. And I think, Juanita, that would be a great idea to create a chat if everybody agrees here. So that way we can share everybody's action, what they're doing, and even like asking questions, or if you're stuck, you have a hurdle or something, we can really share and help each other. We have this with the Canadians. Melissa's part of that group, Juanita, as well. So I think that's the best way to sometimes help each other out. And of course, it's a forum to be positive. Yes, you can have hurdles, but the point of sharing the hurdle is that everybody pitches in a positive way to get out of this. So this is what I'm expecting. This is my intentions for this call, basically. So I hope these kind of rally with your expectations and your intentions for this call as well. Juanita?
Absolutely. Thank you, Andree. Just, I wrote down your goal there too, is to develop Alberta. So we can help you out with that and help you be successful in that. Just so you guys know, Mark and Jill have met Andree. Mark has met her very much, our president's team, upline Mark Addy. And Andree, I've told you, but I just want the team to know that they have nothing but utmost respect for her. So you guys know that I'm excited to have her be a part of this, to help her work with us. I really value her input and her direction of what she sees. And Mark has flat out said it. He has met reps all over. He has met tons of reps, and he has never met someone as invested and committed as she is. So we're grateful to have you here. It means a lot, and we appreciate the time that you're taking to work with us. So with that, you guys, let's open up, because I think let's get right down to it. And here's some of your guys' goals. Right, so Andree, correct, you can add in here quickly if you're looking for it, but kind of looking for where you guys marketing plan goals. But before you do marketing plan goals, I want to know what your financial goal is. What your financial goal is, because financial goals, they turn around right towards the pin, right? Whatever you're looking for income-wise, it's represented by a certain pin. And that pin is represented by a certain amount of people and a certain amount of work. So by knowing what you
Juanita, just before we move into this, let's make sure people are comfortable sharing that financial goals, in terms of money and stuff like that. If they're not, if you guys are not comfortable saying, oh, I want to have $20,000, you could say, I'd like to have enough money to buy myself this, or to go on trips, or to do to be able to afford such and such things. So that way it's more general and it's less scary. And then, and to be aligned with that, in order to reach those goals, we need to be realistic and know what those goals really are. Like I was talking to the other day with someone saying, okay, I want to have a pickup truck and a fifth wheel. Okay, if you want to have that, how much does that cost, right? So that's when you can connect with Juanita and say, I told you my goal was to do this. This is what it costs. If you're not comfortable, I want you to feel comfortable on this call, basically. Okay?
100% agree.
You okay with that,
100% agree. Yeah, okay. I 100% agree with that, you guys, that you need to feel comfortable. This is a transparent call of really us just uniting, right? And being able to support each other in wherever we're at. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we just, before we put in, I'd like to just hear you guys' goals. So if someone's comfortable going first, if you're ready, you're biting at the tooth, and if someone wants to open it up, I'm going to give it a second. Otherwise we'll popcorn and I can start. I will start then. No problem. So Matt and I we've mapped out our year, just so you guys know. A goal that we have is that Matt is full-time with us. We know there has to be a stepping stone getting there as his career. He makes a 6-figure income at the moment. And so replacing that income is a big hurdle. So our goal is to get us to a place that he's able to step back from the management job and have a stepping stone in between there, right? So still having a little bit of work here and there. So by the end of the year, really focusing on building up the Herbalife royalty and stability. So that we're looking at a $10,000 a month consistent income, so that we can continue to work towards fully replacing him. So that's our goal for the end of the year. And that's taking work, right? We have mapped out that in regards to that is that we'd like to have, for us, it's really supporting the people. We'd like to have, Andree, you can know this, we're looking at 8 different lines coming to Extravaganza with us with over 20 plus team members, right? So really supporting people in seeing the vision for themselves. So financially, we're looking at 10 grand plus a month. This gives us the freedom for Matt to be able to have options in his career, if he chooses to, right? Or if he chooses to just completely jump ship and we figure it out. But that is where we're looking, because it gives him that option. It gives us that freedom to travel. We'd like to take our daughter to Disneyland this year. So there needs to be an extra $4,000 in there somewhere. So we've mapped out our travel expenses with doing Matt Spartans. That's $1,500, Disneyland, a couple other family vacations. So yeah, I know. So,
or you can take her to Hawaii next year.
I'll be on the plane too.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you guys heard that, but I sure did. And that is something that is, wait a minute. Some people are like, wait, I missed it.
I got excited.
Get your DKO ticket if you don't have it yet, because I know now. And that has been our goal for a very, very long time. It's been one of the declarations was to take my husband on a vacation that we didn't have, that we earned, right? And so that would be probably number one. Beside our financial part of it is, but again, hitting that kind of income, we're qualifying for vacation. So we kind of all wrap those in together.
All right. Awesome. Who goes on next? Let's have Erica. I think she looks quiet, but I think she's a wild person at heart and waiting to just throw it out at us.
I can't say I really have set any goals other than just reaching a major milestone this year and looking forward to that, I guess, in some ways.
Is it me or she's very low? Is it me or she's very low?
My volume?
Your voice.
Oh,
your voice is a little low. I turned her up.
Okay.
Otherwise, I turned her up to the max. I'll put my headset on.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
Just looking forward to turning 65. So that's a pretty major milestone, which I never thought I'd get to.
Good.
but that's not finance.
That's okay. Do you have any health goals that go in line with that?
Reaching 65.
That's a good goal.
A few years ago, that wasn't even a consideration. I never dreamt I would make 60. So 65 has been a major bonus.
Good
So
stuff.
spending time with Taylor and her cousin, that's the highlight of my life.
Good. All right. Juanita, you want to choose the next one?
I sure can. Why don't Heather came off mute here, so I think she's looking. Heather, your turn.
Oh shoot, I didn't come off mute. I had to switch devices because mine was dying. Okay, so goals for me, I think financially, I by the end of the year would like to be earning probably about $2,500 a month. So between retail and wholesale, royalties, that kind of stuff.
Do you do this full time, Heather, or part time? Are you full time or part time?
Well, I have a job part time as a temp. And then I'm doing like my pound class. I'm doing it as a fit camp, boot camp, but then also charging for it as like a 6-week session. I am a certified trainer, so I'm not opposed to taking on clients or at least working with clients who are also doing the nutrition and giving them discounted training. So kind of having multiple streams of income.
Okay.
But I mean, ultimately, like I want to have my own consumption club by the end of the year in Sherwood
Okay.
Park.
Okay, so if we
So
look at this, and I'm going to interrupt you 2 seconds. So 2,500 a month is very, very, very doable, like extremely doable, right? It comes out to about $625 a week. So if you were to divide that in terms of retail, divided by maybe 3 clients, you're getting a certain program in there, right? So 3 new clients per week, 6 new clients per month, which is nothing. Like honestly, if you say you do this kind of half, part-time this, part-time that, I mean, like that's really doable. So that's not much to do, and that's if you have a straight plan of action and action driven, and the fact that, and I'll give you an example here, we have some folks that do a Herbalife that are personal trainers, so they kind of do both. Now some of them actually do train their clients and only choose to train their clients, people that are on product. So that's kind of part of the deal. They might do a cheaper price, or they might just not charge, but have them come into a specific training. And through those clients that are not yet on Herbalife, that could be a way for you to get more clients in. So, I mean, that 2,500 is extremely doable. So let's work together to achieve this by, first of all, and maybe you can do this, or we can do this on this call, whatever we want to do, by establishing your schedule, first of all, the temp work you're doing, how much time does that work, and where Herbalife can fit into the rest of your life, right? Without overtaking your life, but where you can, have certain slots of time where you can either make some personal training with Herbalife or simply just do Herbalife in certain areas. And ladies, for all of you, it starts with that. It starts with your schedule, with planning your days, because that we do this full-time or part-time, it's easy to find an excuse not to do it. I know I've been there. I did it part-time and then I did it full-time. So on a part-time basis, saying, I had such a bad day today, I just don't feel like doing anything. I had to make some calls. Nah, I'm just going to watch TV, there it goes. There's one full week where you found excuse after excuses and you didn't do anything. Doing this full-time, that could freeze you. If you have too much time in your hands, you say, I do Herbalife full time. And I've had this conversation with Juanita before. If you do Herbalife full time, if you do 25 hours of Herbalife full time, that's what you say you do, show me. Show me that you really do 25 hours of real Herbalife, where you're facing clients, calling clients, booking appointments, that you're on the phone with people. That's not true. If you do 25 hours, you are a superstar Herbalife person, unless you have a club, right? If you have a club, you have to be there longer hours. That I understand. But if you do this from home, you do 25 hours, you're really, you should be Get Team by now, like, because there's a lot of action going on. So I think that would be the first step for you, is to take an empty schedule, and that could be for everybody as well, right? An empty schedule, fill in your life in there. So photocopy an agenda page, fill in your life, your work, whatever you have to do, kids, like, I don't know, tennis lesson, dance lesson, whatever you have, date night, whatever you have in your life first, personal life, and then fill in the blanks with where you would like to do Herbalife, and stick to it. And that's the thing, you know, not wing it. Oh, this week, I'm going to wing on Tuesday, I'm going to do Herbalife. No, don't wing it. These are your days. If you start with 3 days and like 3 evenings, I said it's too much, get rid of one. So don't do anything that will paralyze you, because if it paralyzes you, you will not go anywhere. Review, you know, like tweak it, and then if it's only 2 days or 2 nights, whatever, 2 slots, that works for you, you make it happen that way. So I think that's the number one goal for everybody, like not goal, but action item, is to review your schedule. Where can you fit Herbalife into this? And then the second step would be to take your money goal or whatever objective, reach Get Team, get 5 new clients a week, whatever you want, break it down. Break it down into, you have in your month, I want 5 new clients this month. So that means how many clients every week. So in order to get those real clients, how many evals, how many face-to-face do I have to do? Then you have to evaluate, how good are you at sales? You know, do you need 10 evals to get 1 client? If so, maybe you need to review a little bit how you do an eval, right? Because if you get 10 people in front of you and you sell only to 1, either you're targeting the wrong people, or there's things that you need to tweak yourself. So you have to evaluate how your ratio, basically, how many people you need in front of you to meet that goal that you have. You want to have 5 new clients this month. Do you need 10 evals? Because you're good 1 out of 2, right? You sell 1 out of 2 clients. And then how do you get those evals? Are you working your referrals? I mean, this is basics, guys. I know you've heard this before, but sometimes it's just to break it down, you know. How many evals do I need? If I need 10 evals, how many people do I need to reach out to? You know, I want 5 clients. In order to get 5 clients, I need 10 evals. In order to get 10 evals, I need to book maybe 20 appointments. So 10 at least hold, and from these 10, I sell 5, right? And then from that point on, you're good to go. But how are you going to get those 20 people and, you know, at least add those 20 names that you can book, right? Is it referral? Is it reaching out back to some of your clients, right? Is it maybe embracing and I know Juanita trained you on that, the ambassador program. Last week I was at Denis Platis, who's actually our one and only Millionaire 7,500 in Canada. He invited me to his end of the year team training / dinner, whatever it was. And he went over like a lot of numbers, obviously, and a lot of strategy for the new year. And a lot of the strategy was based on the AMP, on the active member promotion. And I know we talk a lot about the active member promotion. Some of you have probably jumped on the bandwagon. Some of you probably have not. But it's such a great way to really start your business and get results from it, because it's a simple way to start the business. And he was evaluating how many people they've lost along the way because of a lack of conversation or a lack of follow-up, right? So if you get somebody if you talk to someone, you invite them for an eval, you sell to them, where do you go from there? Do you ask them for referrals, right? Do they help you out in your business? If they're helping you out a little bit more than the regular folk, you know, the regular guy, maybe you want to seduce them into being an ambassador. And once they're an ambassador, connecting them to the community, you might want to seduce them into saying, hey, have you ever thought of doing something like this? I mean, we've been friends for blah, blah months. You referred me 10 people. This is the money I've made from these 10 people. Yes, you got your discount on your products, but if you look at it the other way, that could mean getting your free products for free. That could mean you may be getting some retail profit from that. So it's how we get them into that cycle, basically, or that funnel of conversation where we can, you know, and then if it's a no, it's a no. But looking at Denis was saying that he lost, it's not a lot because his team is really on fire, he lost 6% of his people through lack of follow-up or simply lack of direction. Got them as clients, got them as client members, and then they're gone. You know, so is it a lack of, now that they're a client member, I don't need to take care of them, they can do their own orders, so I'm not going to follow up, type of thing, right? Or is it like, yeah, they're client members, so they told me they were not interested in the business, I'm just going to let go? Doesn't mean you're going to twist their arms, but it means that, you know, you need to connect them once in a while to make sure that it happens. I'm rambling on. I want everybody to talk here, but I hope you get what I'm saying, right? So it's just breaking down your goals and putting those things into action. How many of this do you need to make that happen? All right, so Heather, go on. Sorry, I cut you off for like an hour.
Now I don't know. Yeah, so then for where I want to be in the marketing plan, I definitely want to be active world team by the end of the year, and then pushing towards get for early 2019, that is.
Okay. Okay.
Also, I'm getting married this year.
Nice.
So there's that. And then trying for family. So there's also that. So I want to have my business set up so that I can not have to do anything I don't want to once that happens.
Awesome. That's, Juanita, that's a good goal. Yeah. We want to use this year to really set this up. So, and I'm thinking of Christine right away. I'm thinking of Christine, right? Christine built her business, Christine McEvoy. She built her business, and then she had her child last year. And I mean, her income did not really suffer. Yes, she was less active, but I mean, it allowed her to balance having the child, taking care of her child, which, and he was sick a lot of times, right? So to balance it out. So 2018 would definitely be your kind of threshold year to put you into action. So that way 2019 is where you kind of put your family goals into perspective. Awesome. Anything else?
That's it.
Perfect. Let me pick Trish Brown in the house.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah.
Okay, hi.
Hey.
Okay, so my goals this year, just so, because I haven't really told a lot of people what my goals are, is that I am actually taking a little bit of a step back right now. Okay. The reason for it is that you can't fill other people's buckets if your bucket is empty, if you get where I'm going with that.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal, at least for January right now, is more of personal development for myself, creating relationships with people. My goal is not to like herba vomit on people. I had a friend of mine ask me what my goal was for this year, and my goal is to actually become a life coach, which involves me being an Herbalife coach as well. But I really want to be the 80 and 100 out of the 80, 20, 100, right? So I will, my goal is to actually open a home club.
Okay.
And to like have like a smoothie club out of my house for now.
Okay.
And then doing like workouts, renting out the gym in like in my town here to do another. I have also set up a group where we have like a mindset group right now, and I have I'm working with about 18 people right now, so with just their own personal goals and helping them overcome some things that have been going on in their lives. And yeah, so I'm setting up a coffee chat type thing where you get
She's cutting off just with me. She's cutting off
I don't
with
know
all
what
of
else to say.
you. She was cutting off, right? Okay, you were cutting off at the end.
Oh. Can you hear me
You
now?
you just said, yeah, we could hear you, but you were like a robot. So you said you wanted to, what was the last thing she said? Coffee shop talk, and then we kind of lost that, I think.
Okay, so I want to have like a mindset group where we all get together for like a week, like, and do like a coffee talk, but like serve tea and smoothies at that time, right? And
Okay.
just being like a personal development type group, you know, like, because what I find with me personally is that if my mind's not in the game, I'm not wanting to stick to a nutrition plan. You know what I mean? So I'm working on myself and my mind in order to be able to help other people work on that so that they can be successful in whatever they want to do in their future.
Okay.
So,
Awesome. So am I okay to say that Herbalife is still very much in your life, but maybe differently?
yes, Herbalife is still in my life. It's still in my house. I still, you know, I have a couple people that, you know, buy product off me. But right now, just to say that right as of where my mindset is right now, that is not my number one focus, because my number one focus is getting myself better.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Perfect. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Velissa.
Yay, it's my turn.
Yay.
Okay, so my goals for this year is to effectively set up a stable income. Consider because I don't have one right now, so I want a stable one. So whether it happens this year or next, my goal is $10,000 a month. So pin-wise, I would like to hit Build Team by the end of the year. I may be a little off of that right now, but I'm still really close timeline-wise. So it is still possible because I've mapped it out. So I know that I'm close, but I've got to start hitting my cuts. Otherwise, I won't make it this year, but I'll still be close.
Okay.
So that's where I am. So I really need to plan out how many people I need to be inviting on a continuous basis and how many people I need to be seeing, because I consistently get 5 clients every month, but I need to consistently, I don't know, maybe get more, because I know I need more people going through the AMP.
Yep. Definitely. All right. Cool. Matt, do you want to chat, or do you rely on Juanita to share where you guys want to be? You muted, Juanita. I can't hear you.
I'll be perfectly honest that I missed half the start of this call just due to running equipment and getting my hands greasy. I think from what I heard, we need to kind of lay out where our goals are, where we're headed. Biggest thing is so I can stop doing this. But also during this call, I also got a reorder, and he's wanting other products and stuff like that. So I was also in turn following up with the client at the same time as fixing the machine. So, you know, try to do everything all at once.
Yeah, totally hear you. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for the input. Awesome. So, Juanita, your turn to talk. I'm not talking. It's your call, and I'm talking. Oh, Erica wants to talk. Erica's raising her hand. Are you muted? Okay, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know, but I am Juanita's mom. And so my biggest goal, I guess I should say, at this point in my life, is being there to help Matt and Juanita achieve their goals. That's my biggest. That's my biggest goal.
Awesome. It's a very good goal. It's probably the best goal of all of them, right? You guys have an amazing goal, but like when you have a mother saying that, right? That's an awesome goal. All right, I love that. And as Juanita's steering up right now. You're muted, girl.
How do you follow that? So I think, you guys, that's ultimately the heart of this business. And in response to every single one of you guys declaring your goals, those goals only happen by helping other people achieve theirs. And so I think that when you really start in that place of, like, I would say, how many people can I help this month? right? Versus like, I'm going to do this much in retail, where yes, the numbers are important. I agree with Andree 100%. The numbers are key. They show our business, they show growth, they show you the work. However, the heart of where we come from is how many people am I going to help?
Yeah.
How many lives do I get to impact? How much positivity do I get to send through the world, right? And so I think that's powerful to start there. So Mom, thank you, because I agree that's the best goal on this call, right? Is that the purpose of this call is to help every single one of you guys achieve your goals and create a support structure and smash in that, right? So
sometimes we tend to distort this in two ways. Sometimes as a distributor, we look to our client and say, oh, she just wants the money, right? Or she just wants the royalties or this or that. So that's a crappy attitude to have, because if this person's helping you, she's helping you to build the business. Yes, she will get the money out of it, but she's helping you. It's not like a pyramid where she's taking money from you and investing it, right? She's showing you how to do the business. So all of you are winners down the road. And often when we are building a multi-level business, this gets lost, right? It either gets lost in both ways. It either like the hard part of it gets lost, or the understanding of multi-level gets lost, right? The more you help people, the more you benefit. And yes, the more they're happier and better, right? But always see it by you also helping others. And this is where sometimes, and as there's a lot of women on this call, we are fearful. We're like, oh, if I try to reach out to this person, they will think that I'm trying to get money off them, and that's often what stops us. No, you're helping this person improve their lives, right? Number one, if they make money down the road, great for them, and yes, great for you. We have to stop tippy-toeing, because this is a business. Yes, we are there to make the world better and happier, like healthier and happier. Yes, it is. But at the same time, it is also a business, and we cannot forget that. So whoever's reaching a hand to help you, take that hand and let them help you. And yes, they will benefit, but that's besides the point. They're helping you also. So that's often the part that we forget. We're like, oh, she just wants this because she wants to make more money. Yeah, probably. Yeah, she probably wants to make more money, but she's helping you to make more money as well, right? So sometimes we have to look at this side. So take away all the feelings that we have, that type of feeling, that objection type of attitude, and just let people guide you. Just let them guide you, unless they're making you do unethical things, right? But if they're not, people want the best for you, because yes, it will be the best for them down the road. So it is kind of a good business to be in, right? In the corporate world, people just want to eat each other out, right? Because if I eat you out, I can get the promotion and you're not going to get it. In here, it's not that way. If I help you get better, I will get a promotion and you'll get the promotion at the same time, right? So it's very, very different. So we have to get that understanding and get rid of all the negative talk and the negative people around you. Because I was listening to Trish saying, I want to help other people, which is great. But you have to make sure that you're the most positive of these guys. And you have to make sure that you have your back this wide. And my screen is not wide enough, right? This wide, so you can accept whatever these guys are going through, to be able to enable them, and this is where I stand as well, right? Because I'm not a distributor, my back is this wide. So I can take all of your stuff, right? And not go to bed with it at night. Just let it go and empower you. So, and that's the joy of this business, that we can help each other out along the way and along that path of growth. Right? Juanita?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Andree, you nailed it on the head. And you guys have like my mentor and a mentor to many of you. You've met Mark and Jill, right? Our president's team, our team. They've invested a lot of time working with our team, working with the people. You look at the size of their organization, and to know that they do a supervisor call for us. They put these things together. They put these actions together, and ultimately, their goal is Chairman's Club. It is, right? They want their fine, because they want Chairman's Club. So yes, do they have a reason for helping us? Absolutely. Am I unbelievably grateful that our time is given? Do you know what I mean? They're helping us. They're helping our team. They're helping every single one of us, because that is it, right? So I think that's
top leaders in North America. Top leaders in North America. It doesn't come from Juanita's mouth. It comes from my mouth. Top leaders in North America, you know?
Yeah. So that's, I'm always grateful for that. And I'm grateful for this team because you guys know we've been on that top volume list for a long time. And so they see that potential with us. Jill's already made the declaration, and Andree, you can help us do this. 100 people at our STS, she will fly up here, right? They want to put together Lake Louise vacations for us. They want to build these things for our team. But again, it's the numbers, right? That's the game. They're here to support, they're here to mentor, but it's the numbers. And so it's continuing on this track, continuing every single one of you guys reaching your goals, so that we can help others reach theirs, even our uplines, because when the waters rise, every boat that's in it goes with it. And there's a great, guys, I get chills when I look at this year ahead. I get chills when I feel the community that we have, the people that are coming through, the referrals that are coming, just people bringing people excited. We helped our community lose 407 pounds last year. That doesn't go, you know what I mean? That's not just like, oh, look at those. It's an impact, and it's an impact that's only going to continue to grow. And so that's the purpose of this call, you guys. This unity is to stay connected, stay accountable with our numbers, stay present to being committed to our goals, and staying in a place of growth, and truly being intentional with our actions. Right? Reviewing our schedule. I got the action steps right here that was written down when Andree was talking, right? Number 1 is reviewing your schedule. Where is your time being invested? Are your priorities put in there? We've talked about this on tons of calls, on tons of mentoring groups. Have you set your priorities? Are they in there? When you make your schedule for the week, are your priorities number 1? Right? And then filling in the rest of it. Then you put in the next, then you put in the next. And then you see the space you have available, right? Not leaving it to what if, because then when what if happens, often we finish the day unsatisfied, feeling like things got left out or things got neglected, right? Because we didn't schedule those priorities. And so number 1 focus is making sure that you guys' schedules are reviewed. You really understand your time, where your time is being invested. So that way, when you have your time for your business, it's used efficiently and effectively. So that if you're working part-time, and you want to make $2,500 a month, that during this 2-hour block, 3 times a week, I'm getting this done. That I have this many wellness profiles booked, that I have this many people coming into the event, or 4 on and 4 on, right? How many invites did I do? What's the flow, right? And we talk a lot about flow, from an invitation to an evaluation, to a client, to an ambassador, to a distributor. Right? Creating that flow. How many people are you plugging in to the new all the time so they continue moving up, continue going through? And so that's really what you guys, we've all declared our goals. Okay. So I think, Andree, you can add in some action steps. So what I'd like to see is reviewed schedules, right? Send a picture of it. If you do it on your iPhone, send a screenshot. Mine has it in there every day. I've got my food in there. I've got my workout in there. I've got my time at the club in there. I've got my daughter in there. I've got my date night in there. I've got all of the trainings and the calls like this, right? And then I've got when I put do you know how much free time I have? Wow. There's so much space in there because I know that my priorities have been scheduled. So then I have all this other time to plug in and to commit to my business. Knowing your schedule for the year. We have all the STS dates for the year. We have the extravaganza dates. You guys have seen the wheel. We showed it at December. Making sure that you've got that mapped out. Matt and I have our Spartan races, our family vacations already booked, our time to take that. We've got our Phoenix trip booked to go see Mark and Jill, right? There's a call about that on Friday. You guys have been tagged on, it's on the page. So we've already done that. I can tell you which weekends for the rest of the year I'm at an event, because now I know what I'm inviting to. Right? But if you're just, mom knows too, right? She's putting it on the page. So that way I know what I'm inviting to, because if it just pops up and you're not prepared for it, you haven't worked it. And that means we're not being efficient with the time that we're investing, right? And so that's, you guys, those are, review your schedule. And then that way you know how to map out your goals. Okay. So when I know I need to do 15 face-to-face invitations a day. Okay. That came from that we want, how did I have it all written out here? I had it on a little piece of paper. Okay, here it is. So 10-5-1, you guys. That is the general ratio for someone brand new. right? 10, 5, 1. 10 presentations or 10 trials or 10 samples, basically 10 types of interactions where someone is introduced to the product, on average results in 5 clients, which on average results in 1 new distributor. Okay, as you get better at this, your ratios will get better, but when you're mapping out your goals, I suggest you just go with, that way you beat average, you move even faster, right? So 10, 5, 1. So if you know that for us, our goal is we want to have 3 new people going through DAP every month, which means we need it to be 3 at the end, right? So then working backwards, we need 15 new customers, right? So then working backwards from that, that means 30, 15, 3. Does that make sense to everybody? Right? How you take that ratio and then move backwards, right? So ours is 30, 15, 3. Now, general ratio again, for every 10 invitations, how many yeses, how many no's? You get, for every 10 invitations, it's 9, right? 9 no's you gotta get through the no's to get that 1 yes. So then knowing I need 30 trials or presentations, that means I need 300 invitations out. Are we still following? Right? So divide that by, you know what, I divided by 20 days of work. If I work 20 days this month, if I do face-to-face invitations 20 days, I need to do 15 invitations a day. Is that doable? Absolutely it is. You go out with the intention to do 15 invitations, you can ask Melissa. She's been kicked out of Walmart. You can literally do it in 10 minutes. Right? Because I need to get my 15 invitations done. I'm doing it now. It's prioritized. You can get it done in 20 minutes. Your invitations, when you set out to do invitations, you don't leave them to wing it, can be done in 20 minutes. Okay, on your way to the grocery store, walk through the parking lot the long way around. Park at the end, stop and talk to everybody. It takes getting out of your comfort zone, but then it's done. Okay, so that's how I've got my numbers mapped out to match my goals. Okay, right? So, and that came back from, I wanted to, so does that everyone understand how you work your DMO? Does that make sense? So those are going to be our action steps, you guys, is to review your schedule and then figure it out, right? Take a look at what your goal is, what you need your income to be at, right? So if you want to be making $2,500 a month at 50% retail, we'll say about 5,500 volume, right? Personal, right? Not including any wholesale or anything like that. So then to get that, how many customers is that? Does that make sense? So find out what that is, and then I'm going to encourage you guys to share it. So what I'd like to open up right now is, what is your guys's, what would you like to see going forward with this call? How would you like to see this be a weekly thing, a bi-weekly thing, a monthly thing? Do we want to have I would like to see an accountability group. Do we want to use the team page? Do we want a private group? This is your team call, right? So what are you guys looking for? What are you committed to being a part of? And what do you want to share? Right? We talked about numbers. Do you guys want to share your numbers? Do you want to come on the call and say, this week I did this many invitations, this many presentations, and this many clients? Or is that not something that we're comfortable with? So we've got about 4 minutes left here. We want to be respectful of everyone's time. So if you guys can share with us what you would like to see, and then we can make a decision.
Crickets!
I'm good with monthly or bi-weekly.
Okay.
I don't have the time until I figure out my schedule for weekly at the moment, because I have a lot of calls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm up with.
So that's what I would be looking at.
Yeah, I'm good with bi-weekly or monthly also, because I feel like when we try and do weekly, like we've already got the weekly team huddle, we've got the Thursday night wellness workshop, like we've got so many calls. I want to be doing less calls and more face-to-face with people. So bi-weekly or monthly.
Love it.
Agree. And what we could use, if you guys decide to go with a chat, this could be the weekly kind of accountability through the chat. You know, like instead of getting face to face and take a lot of time, especially if we have either a Telegram chat or a Messenger chat where you guys can talk vocally and not take 100 hours to type your message. That works way better, right? You could just press on the button and say, okay guys, my week went like this, like that, like that. So that way there's still a sharing,
on a weekly basis, but then you guys can meet more like bi-weekly or monthly, whatever you choose.
Trish, Matt, Erica?
I'm good with bi-weekly or monthly as well. But for accountability, I would prefer it to be in Messenger, please.
I agree with Trish. I think that if you do the calls live like this, even on a monthly basis, it's like the motivation. What's your plan for February kind of idea? If you do it at the end of January, the last week of the month, you can always focus what's ahead for the next month. But then do the chat or the group thing like we do for the challenge coaches, so that everybody can just type in and you can still motivate each other. And if you've got a question, you can still ask the question. But if you're going to do it monthly, I really recommend that you do it like literally the last week of the month so that you can kick everybody's butt to get their goals set for the next month.
Okay, do we still have Matt? I think we might have lost him while he's driving. Yeah, we lost Matt there. So I love all of that, you guys. I think I think monthly will be great for us. I'd like to see if maybe just in the beginning while we get everybody set up and get the idea of, okay, because some of these goals none of you guys have done, right? So I'd like to ask that we can do another call bi-weekly, right? So the next one will be in 2 weeks, then we can take these goals on, because once you guys have this mapped out, then it really is just the accountability and sharing what's working. Does that make sense? So get everybody, get your goals, get your numbers, get all that. We'll do that call again in 2 weeks where you guys can come if you have any questions. And then that way we can have that little bit, like once you have basically your DMO of what you need to do daily, Andree can help support us in what does that actually look like, right? Breaking it down on what does that look like. Andree's always very good at go where the people are, right?
And Juanita, you could also maybe, I'm not sure if that's one tool you want to use, but maybe kind of a checklist tool. Remember when we started the Canadian, you sent us a whole checklist, like a gauge sheet, was how many people do I talk to, how many invites and stuff like that. So that, as an idea, something like that. Maybe this one is a lot of things for some of the people on this call, but I'm thinking of some, like maybe for Erica it's going to be a lot of information, right? Maybe she's not ready to do all of this, but I mean, she could choose and pick whatever she wants to do. And that's what I would guide Erica to do. Just pick the things that appeal to you and do them. And maybe for people like Heather and Melissa and Trish who really want to maybe get a little bit more from this, again, go ahead with all of them or pick the most important basically. So that could be something that you might want to transfer to them.
I love that. Yep. We can definitely get that put together. I've got all my
guide, because sometimes we don't know exactly what we need to do, where we need to go. So that kind of gives you, invites. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Let's do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So doing that, and then really, yeah, I agree. Just having that checklist of what your daily actions could look like, where to find them, what to pick from, finding your funnels. So when you're doing invitations, what are you inviting to? And just supporting you guys and helping kind of get a clearer picture on that, so that we can be that feedback that, okay, what are you looking at? What are your goals? And how can you plug people into, and where can you go find them? Because Andree's great with that. Like she said, she started with Mary Kay, and when you guys hear how she was working her business, she shared with me, wedding season and all these things on how she made that happen. So if you guys are okay with that, I think we do another call in 2 weeks, and then we can set the next one for a February accountability goal setting follow-up. And we'll use an accountability group and just share, if you guys have questions, then we posting those numbers in there.
All right. Yeah. And the guys that are not on the call and will get this recording, just reach out to Juanita and tell them if you're in with that. Even if you can't make the call, being part of the accountability chat we have is still as important. You will get the inspiration from this recording, hopefully from this recording. But at the same time, we would like to see your your actions and your successes as well as part of the chat that we'll be doing.
Absolutely. Thank you for everyone for being on today. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being present. And to everyone watching, we look forward to hearing what you took away from the call. We look forward to, getting that feedback from you and supporting you guys as you guys move forward. So, yay!
Yay!
2018! Woohoo!
Yes! Woohoo! Your year!
Right. Awesome. Okay, you guys, let's make it happen. I'll chat with you later.
Thank you guys for being on the call. Love you.